Hello, this is Trading Wisely back again with another weekly analysis on gold. Now we will perform top-down analysis starting from the monthly, weekly, daily and even the 4-hour time frame, analyzing the price movements that gold has made in the past. Now based on this analysis, we can project or try to predict where gold might go in the future and basically sort out our projections. But before we start, I'm gonna cue the intro, and if you're a new viewer, please like and subscribe and we'll get right into it. Now gold has basically been moving downwards. It's been in a bear trend for a while, as you all know. If you watch most of my weekly analysis videos, gold has been going down. It has been going down and has been lower and lower and lower. Now this is the monthly time frame, but because this month has not completed just yet, we can't really base our decisions on this candle. So we will just go straight into the weekly. Now for the weekly chart, as you can see, we do have this ascending channel, but we did break this ascending channel the previous week, and now this is the current weekly chart that has just completed. So as you can see, we have continued the bear trend. This EMA right here is a 200 EMA, so this week it did serve as a minor support, bounced a little bit, but as you can see, this week we have managed to break below the EMA and close below it, which is good for the bears. Now if we try to analyze and see what happened right here, we can see that it was rejected from this point right here, and if we look to the left, you can see that this area also served as support right here, some resistance here, some resistance here. So if we can maybe draw a little thing, we can see a bit more clearly that there is some minor resistance as well as support in this area. So that could possibly explain why price failed to break in this area. Now that is one of the reasons why. Now as you can see here also, I told you that we are in an ascending channel, but we managed to break through. So usually based on technical rules, after a breakout of a trend line or a channel, you would expect a retracement before continuation, but because this is the weekly time frame, the retracement might not happen on a weekly, it might happen on a lower time frame. So what we will do is, now let's go ahead to the next lower time frame, which is the daily, and see what happened over there. Now in the daily time frame, as you can see, this is where we're at right now. So in the meantime, let me remove this and we'll have an analysis. As you can see, I already have some lines drawn here, but I'll explain what these lines are, and if you've been following my videos, you would know exactly what these projections are. But anyway, as you can see, we started from here in the range and we broke out, and then this was the move. Now this was basically last week's move. As you can see, this was Friday, this is Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Now we did move from here to here, and then we had a retracement. This whole consolidation took around almost a month, and then we hit this level and then we dropped. Now based on my previous videos, if you follow, I did have a trend fib that I drew from this point, from point A to point B, and then back here, right here to point C, and based on that, that's where I got my projections of 1-to-1. So as you can see, A, B, C, and this would be the 1-to-1 level, and as you can see, this week we did achieve that perfectly. This was my 1-to-1 level. As you can see, price even spiked a bit below it, but failed to close, and then came back up and then started a slight retracement. So that's where I got that level from. But since that has been completed, the 1-to-1, now I've decided to change this from, this used to be C and now it becomes A, and the swing low would become B, and as you can see, A, and this is the B, and now I will try and try to discern where the retracement might end before we go further downwards. Now if we use Fibonacci, just the standard Fibonacci, and then we plot from point A to point B, as you can see here, of this move, Now the 50% retracement is somewhere around here, and then the 61.8 retracement is around here. Now in this previous move, it did an A to B, and it found it retraced all the way to the 61.8 retracement here perfectly. And I can draw it again quickly, just so that in case you forgot, this is the point A, this is the point B, and as you can see, 61.8 retracement. This is exactly the same point that the gold managed to retrace to before dropping further. And as you know, the market likes to repeat itself, so a possible place for retracement could be the 61.8 retracement, or it could be the 50% retracement. It could even retrace at the 30. You never know. You're as a trader, the best thing that you can do is try to analyze and try to find confluence in the market in order to make your decisions. Now I strongly believe that gold still has some further downside to go to before it reverses and starts going up. And as you know, the trend is your friend. Never try to go against the trend. It's like trying to jump in front of a moving train, trying to stop it. I mean, why would you do that? I mean, why not just hop on the train and then go with the flow? And when it does indeed move, then you move with it in the other direction. No point trying to get hurt, trying to change the direction, catching tops and bottom. It's basically like catching a falling knife. Why don't you let the knife fall, and then when it's settled, and then you pick it up? But trying to catch it while it's falling, you could seriously injure yourself. Unless you're pretty amazing, then you can go ahead and do that. But anyway, enough of that rant. Now as you can see, I think that the run downstairs I think the bearish leg here has ended. As you can see, look at this huge red candle, and then another, and then another. As you can see, momentum kind of started to die out from this area. And since we've achieved the 1-to-1, I know a lot of people will be taking profit, and that's why you see in this day, this was on Thursday, it was a big indecisive candle, doji, and then on Friday we had a small bullish move to the upside. So I believe that this bearish leg has ended, and we might experience a little retracement. Now the question is, where will it retrace to? As you can see, I have drawn a trend line here connecting point A and point B. Now, as you probably know, the third touch of a trend line usually is the most explosive one. So I believe that there should be another touch of a trend line, but as gold likes to consolidate, it will consolidate here for a while, maybe for a week, maybe for 2 weeks. Hey, we never know. Ours is just to go along. So I believe that there would be a third touch of the trend line and going down. But as you can see, there has been a level here. Now, as I said before, after breaking out of a trend line, you expect a retest and continuation, but that doesn't always happen. And when that doesn't happen, what usually happens is, instead of retesting the trend line itself, what it does is it retests the closest structure. And you can see there was support here. There was a serious amount of support, and you can see evidence with the wicks over here. Whenever price came, it shot up. So there was a lot of buy orders around here, and this level is basically very important. So there's basically structure around this area, as you can see, all the way to this lower wick. So that's one confluence that we can see, and now you can see it also corresponds to the 50 and also to the 60% retracement. Now also there's this trend line, so what we could see is that it could possibly come up here, maybe spike and touch. So what I am saying is basically, or what I can see in the market is between this 60 to this 50%, I think there's a good chance of price coming up to that point, and I would basically use that as a kill zone just to narrow my target for taking shorts. Obviously I won't just take a short trade. As soon as it reaches this area, I need to see confirmations like a shooting star or maybe a evening star or some kind of sign the market will give me saying that it will reverse, just like what happened here on the daily. I can see when it reached this 61.8 retracement level here, it gave a beautiful shooting star, which was a very good signal if you were waiting to go short at this level. So you could enter here, put your stops above here, and just ride it down. So I'll be looking for some sort of signal around here, and when I get that signal, I will be shorted. Now for projections, my projections actually have been since the move over here. I calculated my projections, but I can go through it again quickly in case you haven't watched my previous videos. Now if you draw a trend line from this top level down to this level, and then you can see the retracement over here, I basically try to duplicate that level 1-to-1. As you can see, 1-to-1 from A to B, you can see the 1.618 aligns perfectly, and this level also aligns with a support level, as you can see over here. So I strongly believe price will reach here. Now another thing that you could do is, if you could use your Fibonacci trend extension from this point A to point B, and go into point C. As you can see, 1.618, another confluence level. So there are a lot of confluences that I believe will make this area a very good area for taking shorts, but all ours is just to wait. Now you could take a buy from here, but that's not the way I trade. I'm gonna wait until it comes here. When I see a sell signal, I'll go short. But in the meantime, this is my analysis, and thank you very much for watching. And please like and subscribe and share this video, and just post any comments.